Good evening, everyone. Tonight is Thursday, April 13th, 2017, and this is the Board of Selectmen meeting. First up on our agenda, we have an approval of a couple of events. First is a request for permission to hold the 5th Annual Braveheart Ride on Saturday, July 15th, 2017. Bruce Ringwald's. Bruce in the audience. Calling all Bruces. I guess not.
He should be coming in though, so.
All right, let's see. Bruce Ringwald?
Yeah.
Come on down.
Michelle?
How are you this evening?
Bruce Ringwald.
Tom Frame, nice to meet you.
Okay, so the 5th annual, so we've done this before.
We have,
Okay.
and I'm even on time this year versus last year. I was a little tardy. So, this is a postcard that just tells you a little bit about us on the back. I don't need to read it now. You can read it later.
All right.
But the Bravehearts are a group that formed a little over 5 years ago when a friend of ours that we mountain biked with and did a lot of outdoor activities with got diagnosed with a brain tumor. And he had a child at the time, 6, 4, and 1. And he died within 6 months of his diagnosis, and literally the week after our first ride. Our first ride was raising money for the family. The marvelous thing is that in the process when we were advertising and doing things, somebody found us, and that person was his new life insurance agent who he had set up with. So we got the family set up and covered the bills until the life insurance found us, because they didn't know how to reach him because he was incapacitated with a brain tumor. So from there, we said we need to continue this and this outreach and the group of people that we had together, and we give all of the money raised to 2 different charities. One is the National Brain Tumor Society, which is in Boston, and the other is to Camp Sunshine, which is, if you haven't heard about it, it's a marvelous camp, literally, in Maine, on Sebago Lake in Maine, that caters to families that have a child with a crippling illness. And each week or long weekend is a different illness, so you get to network with other families. They have specialists there to watch your child so that you can get some relief for a little bit. And it's all really good things. And we have volunteers from there that come down, volunteers from National Brain Tumor to come out. We start the ride at Fruitlands in Harvard. And we have a 2-mile ride with the kids that is ushered by the police. And then for the adults and older kids, there's a 25-mile loop and a 50-mile loop. The 25-mile loop comes into Bolton and back out, and that's on the list that you have there. The 50-mile loop goes into Bolton and on through to Lancaster and down to Hudson and Stowe and Hudson and all around town, and comes back up and through. I don't think that one comes back into Bolton. Maybe it does for just a little whisker, and then into Littleton, and then back into the Harvard. So it's not a race, it's a ride. So people are set off at different intervals so that we don't crowd the roads as a race would. We mark the roads ourselves the day before with signs that we put up, and then we take them down the following day. We had been slack at taking them down years ago, but we have a whole team together now that takes them down literally the following day. And that's pretty much it. I have met with your former chief, and I've talked with one of the sergeants a couple times, sent him and answered a bunch of questions he has. I think he's given a report back to you folks.
Yes.
And that's pretty much it.
Okay. No, I think it's a great cause, and done everything you need to do. You've talked to the police, and they're okay with it. Done it before, so yeah, I'm great.
Me
Any
too,
questions?
no questions.
Okay, no questions. Then I'll take a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the annual Braveheart ride.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Thank you very much.
Gentlemen, it was a pleasure.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you. Next up on our agenda is a townwide sale at Bolton Common, June 3rd from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Yes, did you get my attachments? Just kind of
Yes.
explain it?
Yes.
So it's a little different this year, because it kind of fell off, people on the peripheral didn't get a lot of business. So we decided to do it just at the town
That's good.
common this year, yeah.
Okay.
So I got the chief of police's approval,
Okay.
and that's the flyer, basically. Of it.
Right.
So,
Okay.
yeah, and the write-up is there, but
Okay.
we went over parking and we're basically selling 10 by 10 spaces. And I think we're going to cap it at 30, so it's not out of control. So that's probably 3 rows of 10 by 10 spaces in the back of the
Yeah.
common. So we won't use the front area
Yeah.
at all.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I'm fine with that. I don't have any questions. Jen?
I don't have any.
No question.
Let's take a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the townwide yard sale at Bolton Common on June 3rd.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye? Thanks.
That would be
Thank
great.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Great. Next up on our agenda is a request for a variance of the house numbering sign bylaw, chapter 118, section 2, regarding the size of signs that have been requested and being brought forth by the Bolton Volunteer Firefighters Association as a fundraising effort.
How are you?
Sam?
See you again.
So I think we have basically a short letter. You might want to just hold up for the audience again, the sign in question, and just a brief overview of what you're intending to do.
So what we intend to do is a fundraising effort throughout the town. This is a purely voluntary effort where for houses that either can't be seen well from the street or people want added markings, in the vein of public safety, we are selling a reflective green or blue sign with 3-inch numbers that we will assemble ourselves. And for an extra cost, we will even install it on people's mailbox or light post or something at the end of their driveway. In our mind, it is a number, it is an additional house number to be able to locate this driveway.
Right. Yeah, I know we've had some issues, especially backland lots and the like, common driveways and stuff.
Backland lots at night in the snow can be challenging.
Right. Just so I'll read you a little letter from the building inspector in terms of what he's indicated that we have the opportunity, if we so choose, to waive. Says, Dear Stan, after reviewing the bylaw, I found that under section 250-18, the selectmen must approve the placard, and under section 250-18E1, the color of the background and the size of the numbers will need to be waived by the selectmen under sections 250-18G. Additionally, due to the nature and intended use of the placards, the selectmen could choose to waive the requirement of a fee associated with and the requirement for a sign permit if they so choose. If you have any questions in regards to this correspondence, please contact me. So my understanding is this is the color?
We were gonna offer it actually in green or blue.
Green or blue? Okay.
With a 3-inch, we got actually, at our last meeting, we got a lot of good feedback from the audience that said they'd really like to see it in the green or the blue.
Okay.
And to reach more
All
people,
right,
try to
so
make it.
we now have a choice, green or blue.
Green or blue.
Green or blue.
And we're gonna use the smaller numbers, the 3-inch numbers, to be able to fit
Okay.
that size number, because we do have some houses in town that go up to 4
Four numbers, okay, all right. So, what we would need to do is, approve the colors, the size of the numbers, and if we wish to, waive the requirement of fee, because typically for a sign, someone wants to put a commercial sign up, there is a sort of a fee associated with that. Personally, I think, this is a good idea. We've had issues in town where people haven't had signs up at the end of their driveway or whatever. It does make it difficult for the police or emergency vehicles to find a home. I'm perfectly fine with the colors, I'm perfectly fine with the size of the sign, and people are supposed to be putting some type of numbering at the end of the driveway anyway. And I think requiring a fee to put that sign up is counterproductive. So I'm fine with waiving what the building inspector has asked us to waive. I don't know if you gentlemen have any questions or.
No?
Yeah, I do.
No.
I think picking one color was a good idea, just for consistency, to really, to have a sign number all in green or all in blue, it really makes, a strong visual statement in terms of safety. I think blue and green alternating is kind of confusing.
We've discussed that with the fire chief. His only request is that it not be red. Red is the number that we use to indicate our water holes, our cisterns, and our fire ponds. And as section 118 is written now regarding house numbering, there actually isn't a requirement at all regarding the color, just that they exist.
Yeah, I think last time you were very clear, you picked one color, and I think that was a good way to go. It's just kind of like imagine like you're going down the road and it's like alternating green and blue.
I can't imagine that. That's currently, right now, that's how we have to operate. It's something that is, it's more so, the reason we want to offer two choices is so that we can get more buy-in from people. The more of these that are put up, the easier our job becomes, as well as the more money we can raise for our charity.
Right, to your point, there isn't a requirement for the color. And right now, people can do whatever they want, including not having any numbers at all.
Correct.
So I think.
And most people's numbers are black on their mailboxes.
From what I've seen, that's correct, yeah. And it makes it the black numbers make it extremely difficult.
Mine aren't black.
Thank you.
And mine are reflective.
Which is even better.
And they're neither green nor blue.
Actually, Mr. Chairman, if I may, if I'm referencing the code correctly, it says that the sign shall be limited to one background color, which shall be white, natural wood, or the color of the principal structure. So it does, so there are, in the zoning, it appears to have references to specific
Yes,
colors.
but the principal structure, so you could be any color of the rainbow of what the house.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that,
Right.
but
And we're requesting that this variance is authorized for these two choices.
I'm fine with granting all the waivers, in order for you to get full buy-in. And the thing is, not everyone in town is gonna
No.
do this, so you're not gonna see street after street with green and blue signs. You'll see some, but, it all depends on who decides that they wanna.
Optimistically, I'd love if 100 people bought it, so,
Right.
so I'm really hoping that we get some buy-in
Right.
at all.
So, I saw 100 out of 1,700.
1,700 houses.
households. We're not gonna have a problem with, urban life.
I think a standardized color is important.
Well, my question is, how much are they?
We have not officially set a price yet.
Oh.
We did not want to begin advertising or deciding things of that until we had authorization.
We did get a handout.
That is a draft.
Okay.
That was a draft handout. The initial idea was they were gonna be around $20. We also, again, depending upon how this goes and the options we get from the manufacturer. Because we buy kits. We get a kit. There's a company out of Ohio.
Tom, any questions?
I don't, I'm okay, and it just, bylaw does kind of contemplate waivers if there's no harm to the public good. So I'm okay with it as presented. So it'd be one or the other, green or blue?
It would be green and blue.
Oh, green and blue.
Well, we would be offering a choice of what your house,
You can pick a green,
we can make it for you in green.
green or they.
Or blue.
Or blue. Mr. Lindsay?
I apologize for being late. I assume since you had a couple of weeks on this, there is no doubt at all that the selectmen are the appropriate variance granting authority.
That's it, that's what
That's
the
what
building
Mike
inspector
says.
said, yeah.
Yep.
Good.
Yep, because this went to us, then it went back to Mike, and then it's come back
You
to
brought
us.
it back to you.
Yep. All right, any other comments, discussions? If not, then I will make a motion that we approve the sign in question. We also to waive and approve both colors, the size of the numbers that we need to waive according to the building inspector. And then also to waive the requirement of fee associated with this. I think it's a fundraiser, raising some money for the fire department, but also let's not make it detrimental. I think signs are needed, so I think make the motion to approve all the waivers.
I'll move with that.
Okay. Do I have a second?
A second?
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed?
Aye.
Okay. You're all set.
All right, and we will get something in writing also. Excellent.
Yep.
Gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good seeing you.
I have to
Thank you.
recuse myself to next meeting.
Next up is a request for a sign at 626 Main Street. Come on down. How are you this evening?
Good, how are you?
Good, stay on my side.
Thomas is MIA.
Yes.
He'll be back. So I just rented space above the Golden Bean at 626 Main, and I sent a letter. So I thought quick that you might want to see what we come up with.
Okay.
And to get a wireless printer. So anyway, it's just going to simply fit into the existing sign on
Mhm.
the additional slag and have this logo here, which is the flower.
Okay.
right there, just to correspond with the modality.
Okay. And I'm assuming that Mr. Patterson's okay with this?
Yes.
Okay.
So this goes on the sign at the entrance, the big sign.
Right, and I think it's like
slides in.
8 inches by 8 feet, and, yeah, it's the same person, I guess, that's on the other slats, that's going to put this one together, so.
And will there be one on the building too?
He had talked about, now that there's two, like the Bolton Beans here, and they have their lettering, and then there's a door on the right, and then Ewing Photography
Mhm,
has
mhm.
on the roof. So we had talked about maybe something flat against the wall at that door, just to
Mhm.
list the businesses inside that
Okay.
door.
Sure.
But nothing has been
Okay.
done with that yet.
Okay. I'm fine with the sign. John, any questions?
That's it.
Okay,
That's
then
good.
I'll take a motion to accept.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the sign for Essential Oil Therapies at 626 Main Street.
I'll second that. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Great, thank you. Welcome to town.
Welcome.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good luck.
When do you move in?
Soft opening, I've been there for a couple of.
Oh, good,
weeks, so,
good, excellent,
yeah.
excellent. Well, congratulations. Welcome to town. All right, Mr. Administrator, you're up.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Earlier today, I sent out an update on where we are with the culvert bidding process. We did note that there's, on the agenda, there's a possibility for a vote to extend the deadline, so I wanted to get the update to you in advance, so if you had any questions or any comments, you could be prepared to ask me, but I'm actually quite pleased with the fact that we've had 23 firms pull plans on this, so I think we're in good shape with the bidding. I can't recall a project such as this, I think, where we had 23 plans pulled before, so I'm quite encouraged.
Right, I think you and I had talked previously that, we would be happy to get 10 to 12. We've actually gotten twice that.
I think so.
So, Don, you and I spoke earlier, but, you know, I view this kind of as a very serious issue. I think forthwith, the plan should be loaded up on a PDF, and I would ask that the town administrator be responsible for that. You know, if you go on Combis, I have had the opportunity to look at another similar project where they had 40 plan holders, and the beauty of Combis is that the 40 plan holders know there are 40 plan holders. And I guess if they were colluding, that would be a bad thing, but it's, for competition, I view it as a really good thing because that spurs everybody, and they're gonna sharpen their pencils and make the best bid they can. The other kind of strong urge I have for that is that the plan be loaded on it as a PDF, you know, on Combis, and on the town website. And I did go on it just before I came down here, because it does say go to Central Register. And I don't have any experience, but I did go to Central Register, and that's the regular person, I think, unless you have a log on or whatever, you can't even see it there.
Yeah, you know, you would have to be a contractor to be able to see it. That's where contractors go.
So the beauty, to me, it seems the beauty of Combis is that everybody sees it and that they get the plan for free and make it as transparent as possible. I would like to extend, you know, beyond, you know, where we are, April 25th, but as per our discussion, I think that may cause, it holds out the possibility that bidding on the two articles for the possible need for excess money, if they were voted down because we don't have a bid yet, and if they didn't pass, we'd be in trouble just operationally, right?
That's right, we would. Because if they didn't pass, we didn't have sufficient money to, already allocated to cover the expense of the project, we couldn't go forward with it. And I will say that, you know, as an operating norm going forward, it will be standard procedure that electronic files will be available for everything right at the beginning of a project. And and I don't want to get into the technicalities because I don't think you care about the technicalities, but Combis will direct someone on how to get an electronic file. The file will be attached to the Combis statement, but the direction will be there.
Right. No, the one I've been following, I think, was in Middleton, and, you know, it's not apples to apples, but, you know, they do have like 40 or 50 plan holders at this point, so I'm hoping if we were to be able to get that up tomorrow, and you've already like clicked through, you can then go to Central Register and find the project and the...
Right, what I've got ready to go is whatever addendum, if we have to issue an addendum, whatever addendum needs to be issued will be issued and executed. And as I explained, Combis is a real-time tool.
Right.
You put something on at 10:14, it's there at 10:15. Central Register updates on a regular glacial basis, where, again, we have something all set and ready to go for Central Register, but it won't be viewable by the contractors until the 19th.
But can we look into loading the PDF onto Combis, or pointing to the...
There'll be a pointer on Combis, which will be there immediately.
Can we point to the town website and load it there as well?
I would tend to not want to put it on the town website, only because I think we would like to be able to track who actually has it, and what the directions will be on Combis will be, here's how you get it. It's at the engineer's office. And if you send an email to this account, then the engineer's office, as quickly as possible, email back an attachment. And I've already set that expectation, so they know.
Because that's not up there now.
No, it's not.
Okay.
As I wanted to get direction tonight and make whatever changes we have to make all at once.
Okay.
And I'm positioned to do that tomorrow morning.
Okay.
So when is the deadline for accepting bids?
11 a.m., April 25th. Then that gives me 6 days to declare who the low responsible or responsive bidder is.
Right. So I think what you're asking is we really take no action in terms of extending the deadline.
I would advise to not extend the deadline, and I will, and it doesn't require a vote of the selectmen unless you wish, but I will tell you that I will have that electronic file or files, I don't know if it's one or more because of size, as available as humanly possible, and I believe that's gonna be tomorrow morning.
Right. I just also just want to say that, there was an individual that made some noise about the electronic version of the files. Anyone who's going to be bidding on this is not going to be using PDFs to bid. They're going to need the actual hard copy plans, and they're not going to go and print them out. So while a PDF is a nice thing, they're not going to use PDFs to do any bidding, so, yeah.
Well, I wanna make sure we're covering every
Oh,
base that we can.
absolutely, we should do it anyway, but.
And I have to disagree. I mean, I did talk with somebody who's very experienced, works for a big firm, and that's what he does, he estimates, and he said they've been PDF only forever.
Mhm.
So, I think,
Yeah, and I'm familiar
I'm
with
sure we're not
firm.
the only ones, but we definitely,
Mhm.
you know,
No, I wanna, touch every base we can,
Yeah.
and we'll take care of
Absolutely.
it.
drive down.
Mhm.
The more bidders, they'll
Yeah.
hopefully.
So Tom, what were the things you were asking for, and do we need to vote on them?
Well, the electronic file, I don't think it needs a vote unless you want to vote. I mean, it's certainly up to you. I mean, I'm gonna take care
Gotta
of
do
it.
it anyway.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I just wanna, just for the clear record, I would make a motion that we request the town administrator to post the PDF file of both culverts on both of their respective combis sites, or direct them
Mhm.
to, I guess,
There'll be directions on how to access
to
it.
the engineering firm, and the engineering firm knows that these are coming in, and
They
they,
do.
because the town has already paid for the drawings,
That's
so. And if, your schedule permitting, if we could do that tomorrow, I think that would be great.
Do they charge for each one of those?
No, well,
The engineering firm?
to send the
We-
file?
Yeah.
No, they won't charge us for that.
But we were charging earlier.
We were charging for the hard copy
When we
plans.
started, we were charging $50, and, they'd have to get a hard copy. So this way, they can download the PDF and either print it off at their own shop or.
Right, so we'll give them the option,
Right.
whatever works for them.
And then just because I couldn't do it myself, that it shows the point to the central register.
Mhm.
So if they have a point to the engineering firm for a PDF for the file,
Mhm.
the only other thing that they would need is the bid document, right?
That's right.
And that is on the town website now.
I believe it is, yes, yes.
So we could point them both of those places. That's like a de facto central register, and I would make that motion.
I second that.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I
Aye.
All right, thank you. And one more thing, just a quick thing that's not, I did not add it under my report, but as I'm sure you remember, a few months ago, the board authorized, I guess you'd call it an unofficial subcommittee to go off and work on trying to make some progress on planning for Camp Virginia, to evaluate some things. And Ken Troop has been leading that effort. We had a long talk yesterday. He asked if he proposes to pull a working group together next week as a representation from the Conservation Commission, myself, and the Board of Selectmen at a minimum, to do some brainstorming to try to get a sense from the Selectmen and the Commission as to whether or not they feel that there's support, that there's excitement about moving forward with the project. And obviously, one Selectman can't speak for the board, and one rep from the Conservation can't speak for the entire board, but sort of get a sense and to do some planning going forward. And then presumably for the Selectmen's meeting of the 27th, there would be a report back to the entire board, but just sort of a brainstorming session. So the only day that works for the people that are already involved, being Rebecca, Ken, and me, is next Wednesday. Time to be sorted out by whoever's going to be participating. So I was looking for one lucky volunteer from the Board of Selectmen to step forward to.
I can probably do it right now. I think Wednesday should be fine.
Okay, if that works for the three of you.
No quibbles.
And then everyone gets to participate on the 27th, so all right, I'll make a note that it's Stan. And then, so we'll work out the scheduling and we'll
Okay.
find a time.
Sounds
So,
good.
so just real-time update on that, and then there will be an agenda item, I believe, for the 27th. Now, unless anyone has any questions, that's all I have for tonight.
Thanks, Don. Okay.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Mr. Lindsay.
Dave Lindsay, Berlin Road. If the bids come in within the current authorization for the culvert, is the intention to pass over the articles that are adding more money to
Yes.
culverts?
Yes.
And what if the bids come in a little over, so that you don't need the whole amount that's in the amendment or the new funding? Will it be possible to amend?
Yes,
Those downward?
yes. We will either pass over them or we'll amend them.
Amend them to be the right,
Exactly,
right size?
exactly.
That's right.
Yeah.
The
So give
numbers,
it a dollar amount depending on it.
right, the numbers are in there, are just an estimate that we plugged in as a placeholder. Yeah. I mean, we're hoping that we don't have to do any at all, but we need it just in case. Okay, next up, Board of Selectmen business. There's a request to increase the membership of the Economic Development Committee from 9 to 11 members. Eric, come on down. How are you?
Getting here as welcome. Hello, Eric.
Welcome. We're getting some exercise tonight.
Yeah, so we started out at 11 and we were losing membership a few years ago, so we had to go down to 9 to get quorum. But we have a lot of interest now. We have a million things going on the EDC. I have just like a little list here that I wrote down. So we're continuing to support current businesses. We're working on our social media, which is going really well. I mean, when we have an interesting topic, sometimes we get a couple of thousand views, get like 100 engagements or so. So that's going really well. I mean, we're working on like advocating for animal adventures and different things. We have a brochure we're working on, websites. We have a business breakfast coming up. I've been talking to Cobham because they're about to sell that property. Just so much going on. So
Good, good.
we have 3 interested. Well, I guess so. The first thing we have to do is increase. So we voted to recommend to increase to 11. So I just need the approval from you guys.
So you have how many members now?
Well, we have 8
Okay.
of the 9, and we have 3 people to move to 11.
Okay. And I did check with Linda. There was a previous advertisement
Mhm.
back, I think, in the January time.
The end of January.
Yeah.
It was a result of that advertisement. that
Right.
Some, if not all of these people came forward.
I mean, I have no problem. I mean,
Me either.
people want to serve, let's grab them.
Yeah.
So I guess the first thing is I'll take a motion to vote to increase the membership of the Economic Development Committee from 9 to 11 members.
I'll move that.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And then the second recommendation is, obviously, we discussed it, that's been advertised to appoint Amy Bailowitz, Larissa Thurston, and Chris
You
Lundberg.
actually have Chris here. I don't know if you want to.
All right.
Glutton for punishment.
You ain't seen nothing yet. To recommend these 3 individuals to the Economic Development Committee, I'll take a motion to approve that.
I'll move that.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay. Cool.
Eric, are you a charter member of Economic Development?
Charter member? I actually, they started in like 2010. I think I joined like shortly after that, like 11.
I remember
Yeah, it's-
when we started it.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been over 5 years.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Super, thanks.
Really good to see you.
Okay.
Good rounds again.
Okay,
Short night for you guys.
Alrighty, next up is to execute the amended liquor license for Fratini's Restaurant approved by the Board of Selectmen on July 14, 2016, and by the ABCC on February 12, 2017, and confirmed on April 6, 2017.
So it's already approved, the board just needs to
Just
sign.
need to sign, okay?
The ABCC is a grueling, arduous gauntlet.
Yes, it is. You know which volunteer ones you want? Just the one?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. Okay. Do we have any minutes? Okay.
Not on me.
Did you pass it on?
I think that passed on.
Oh, good.
No, When did I
I don't
don't,
think so. I don't think so. I don't think it's me. I'll check.
when did I don't point fingers?
All right, well then, if there's.
I get that Catholic guilt after that business.
If there's no other business, then I'll take a motion to
Yeah.
adjourn.
I'll make a motion to
I'll
adjourn.
send you.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Great.